So now we are in part 2 of module 1, again entitled Introducing Today's Technologies, Computers, Devices, and the Web. Internet, uh, you know, internet is the way we define internet. This is an infrastructure where computers all around the world, and nowadays even other devices, electronic devices, are connected, right? So uh, that's how we define internet. This is the largest computer network. It connects, again, computers, and not only computers but also devices all around the world. You need to be very familiar with technical terms, okay? Like World Wide Web. When we say World Wide Web, these are where all our websites are located. Just like humans, we humans are located in this um, planet called Earth, right? So websites has they have their own planet, and they call this planet as a World Wide Web. That's how it is. So in the World Wide Web, this is where we can see informations, again, usually presented in websites, library of informations which are available to anyone. And way for us to see this World Wide Web is through if our device computer has internet connection. Okay. When we say web, this is again a worldwide collection of electronic documents, and these documents we call it as web page. Okay. Your IT, you will have a course where you will explore designing websites. That's IT 130L, Web Design Development Laboratory. So next term is a website. A website, usually, let's say Mapua Edu.ph or google.com or yahoo.com. This is where it usually contains series of pages, web pages to be exact, related web pages to be exact, and take note that website, they are there to offer services. These websites are stored in a web server. Okay, for a website to be deployed, the company who uh, produces these websites needs to place this website in a web server. So again, a web server is a computer which where websites are stored, and this is where we request web pages. Example, we type Mapua Edu.ph. That goes into the web server of Mapua. And again, that Mapua web server, it contains the website of Mapua Edu.ph. It will send the requested page. The web server will send the requested page going to the requestor, the client. I have here an example of a web page and a browser. We'll define a browser first. A browser uh, or a web browser is a program or a software where we browse the web. That's how it is. Okay, we do know that there are different types of browsers. We'll discuss features of these browsers in our Zoom session. I hope you prepare yourself na. You need to be very well versed of the features that browser has. Okay, and let's look into the different features of especially the major browsers that are there: Chrome, IE's, Firefox. Okay, during our Zoom session. And a search engine. Okay, one popular search engine is of course Google. This is where a website like google.com, where we can find uh, information. Information, it may be an image, a video, an article, a map, a news. Okay. I remember, I think, yeah, images. That's the image is there. Okay, actually, even images, we can be able to search it through Google. Okay. I have here some parts of the search engine. Okay, so I hope you take time to look into these different parts that the search engine like google.com has. And of course, we have the social networking site like Facebook. What else? Instagram, okay, Twitter. Okay, this is where we um, interact we others, to let's say to our friends. We establish an online community through these social networking sites, be able to share interests, ideas, stories, photos, videos, music, and among other stuff. uh, okay, we'll discuss more of your activity in the social networking sites during our Zoom session. And then security nowadays are very important. I'm discussing I'm the one also handling cybersecurity, and uh, I find the material we had last time during our first module very interesting. So it has materials that tells how do we protect our computers as a user, okay? How what are those tools that are helpful uh, for us to protect our laptop, our computer, especially nowadays, okay? So, as you go along in this course, in this degree program, you have courses that discussed in detail about in detail issues on security. Okay, example protection from viruses, from privacy, health concerns, environmental issue, and among other stuff. Like in your curriculum, you have information security. There's two subjects for that. Also, Cisco has topics that is in relation to security. And if you want to really be in advance or have a much more knowledge and skills in security, there's this cybersecurity modules or track that the School of IT is offering to you IT students. And then we have this term green computing. This involves reducing the electricity consumed and environmental wastes generated when using the computer. Strategies in under green computing may involve means to recycle, um, using energy efficient hardware. Okay, nowadays, but that's one important me also, I consider that when I buy appliance, if it is energy efficient. Um, there are standards, regulation that manufacturing observes in order to ensure this green computing concept. And another, extending the life of computers also is a factor. Okay, there. I have a under like yeah, under recycling, I have a advisees in the capstone project, and they're working on conducting research on how on like what does the Philippines have to um, recycle waste electronic wastes. Okay, it's very important, right? It should be segregated. Another, it should be recycled. Okay, but the question is how. So maybe example like you in your capstone, you might that's one of your interests. Okay, so it will fall under this green computing. And software, we define software are programs, and software usually has specific tasks, right, helpful to the users. These softwares or programs, it tells the computer what tasks to perform and how to perform them. There are two types of software. We have the system and we have the application software. Okay, system software are our operating system, just like Windows or Linux or Mac. Application softwares are those software that we use. Like this one, I'm using PowerPoint or Word or Excel or a game. Okay, so again, these are samples of, I have here samples of operating system. There are operating system designed for desktop, laptop, and for mobile, like Android and iOS for mobile, right? Excuse. And then we have application software. Application software, I suppose we are well aware na there are application software designed for Mac, for Windows. There are those that works both. Okay, there are those software that are for mobile. Okay. When we install program, I think we are well versed with this. Okay, we define this as the process of setting up the program to work in our computer, and then once installed, you can run the program. Okay, the one that develops software, we call that as the software developer, also known as programmer or a developer, just a mere developer. Again, it's someone who develops the program or the app and writes and is knowledgeable on the uh, writing the instruction, knowledgeable in programming languages. Okay, uh, like we'll discuss in the Zoom session those programming languages that you'll be exposed here. As I observe, okay, as I observe, I just heard that question during the freshman orientation. Let's discuss that during our Zoom session. So I have here sample of a programming language, but this is a Visual Basic, a very old one. You'll not be exposed to this Visual Basic uh, during your stay here in Mapua. Okay, but there, okay, again, this is an example of a programming language where, again, programming languages, these programming languages, you should be knowledgeable on this in order for you to write or create a program or a software. Um, I have here a list of communications of tools or technologies or software: chat, email, fax, GPS. Also, this one, messenger, news groups, video conferencing, voicemail, VoIP. Okay. We define communication device as a hardware capable of transferring items from computer and devices to transmission media and vice versa. Uh, Example of communication device: modem. I just bought one actually just now. PLDT Wi-Fi, right? Inside the Wi-Fi router, there's a modem. Part of it is a modem. Modem is the way we define the modem is the one that converts the analog to digital signal or one signal to another signal. Computer is digital. Then when we transmit it, it's in analog. So there's a device that needs to convert that, and that device is the modem. Okay, a router will you'll be exposed more on routers in Cisco, but again, when we connect on the internet, we need a router. A router is has a much added features, uh, yeah, added functionality, and by definition, routers are the one that connects one network to another network. That's how it is. Like when we connect to the internet, we connect to, let's say, to Globe and PLDT. That's a different network. So that's a different network to our computer, right? To our home. So we need a router to in order to establish that kind of a connection there. And then there are other purposes of the router. You will be exposed on that during your Cisco CCNA courses. I have here sample of wireless communication technologies like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and cellular. So, network. When we say network, these are connection of computers or devices, right? So there's local area network. Let's say at home, you connect 4 computers. So that is a local network or a local area network. Internet is also a network, right? Internetwork. That's how internet is. Okay? So in general, a network is in general. Then internet is much more specific. A local area network is much more specific types of a network. Okay, again, take note that a network is collection of computers or connection of computers. It may be done through wired or it may be done through wireless. Home network, just like you at home, that's a home network, connect computers. Your example, you have 5 computers there at home, you connect all of these, or you connect this through your Wi-Fi router, so that's a home network. In a home network, then you can access photos, share devices, play local games, subscribe to an IP phone, or maybe you have an app that controls sensors in your home, so you may do this in a home network. Of course, we have business networks. Okay, example, like nowadays, there's work from home. Let's say um, a company A issued laptop to me, for example, and they told me that okay, you just work at home, and there's a couple of software installed in my laptop. That is, these softwares are for business use, for company use. It may also have VPN in order for me to virtual private network. It will be discussed in your Cisco, and what it does is it can, like in that tool or software, it can connect my computer to the network of the company. Okay, so these are all under business network. And of course, nowadays, no technology, um, especially nowadays with the pandemic, okay, the demand on the technology in almost all aspects or fields are increasing, right? Because yun nga, we are into this online setup, okay? Um, and another, I just heard in, like in the CNN that like even when this pandemic is all over, I they say that we will be in the period where we will accept the online setup, because this is the opportune time. This is an opportunity. This is an opportune time. This is an opportunity for companies and even us to explore online. Okay, uh, and there may be like companies or even schools, right? Even Mapua, that even Mapua there. So even Mapua that uh, the online setup will be embraced even after pandemic. So uh, there, I've said it. So I have here a list of the different fields or industry where technologies are being used. And again, my point is there, it is increasing nowadays. Um, your parents are working from home, so your computer may be set up as a small home office user. Or maybe you have a business and then you bought this business DSL router to PLDT is offering or Globe is offering. So that's an example of a small office or home office user. You are connecting through the internet using your mobile data. That's a home user. But let's say if you have a much more advanced, let's say connection to the internet, like subscribing to a business internet package. So that's a small home office user. So we have also your mobile. If we are just using our mobile, okay. Sometimes no Zoom session, I just use my mobile. For example, if I'm traveling, and even some students when I notice when they're um, having their Zoom sessions in their class, they're just using their mobile phone. And then there's the power user or the admin, okay, or power user or the admin has all the access to all features that the operating system or the computer has. And then the network inside the company, we define that as an enterprise network. Okay, so an employee working inside the company using the infrastructure the company has, that's under enterprise use. So this ends lesson 1. I hope that you've learned um, something, not just even a lot, but at least be able to learn, grasp some terms, especially terms, okay, IT terms to be exact. So keep safe. Together we learn as one, and I hope to see you on the next video discussions that I will prepare. Thank you.